Hello everyone, this is our final video of our spring visit to Europe, which will be a little different to its predecessors. I find it almost impossible, certainly very challenging, to convey actual feelings through the medium of video. But I try my best to transport my viewers vicariously into portions of our holiday experiences. Paris, what a city! This would be our second visit to Paris, and we absolutely loved it. But there's a lot more that we could do, and Paris deserves a minimum of 1 week. On our final day, it rained buckets, so that cancelled our proposed cruise on the Seine and the picnic on the shore in the afternoon. But I did climb the steps up the iconic Arch de Triomphe, and I have some spectacular shots of the city from that high point. South of the city, we made our second visit to the spectacular and incomparable Palace of Versailles, home to many monarchs like Louis XIV and certainly Napoleon and Josephine. It is just awesome in its rich splendor. As an aside, Empress Josephine was actually born on the island of Martinique, just north of St. Lucia, but spent a lot of time on St. Lucia. And I do know two of my friends are related to her. At the end of the video, Jeanette and I will sit and chat and talk about various lessons and tidbits that we learned from this holiday, which we are happy to share with you. So look for that. Today I'm at the Arch de Triomphe. In the background, you'll see the Eiffel Tower. Jeanette's waiting for me in a cafe. So I'm going to do a panoramic view of Paris from this tower in a minute. So start with the Eiffel Tower again. I'll go around to the west, where the sun is probably shining into my lens. Looking west. Excuse me. Excuse me. Looking down at some of the famous architecture. Pardon? 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 After I've finished this panoramic, pardon?
Oh, sorry.
I am going to film the traffic circle. Pardon? And this is the famed Champs-Élysées. So I started with the view of the Eiffel Tower, and I stop here and do the traffic circle next. I have the skill to do this, but I'm going to try. Pardon? Pardon? Merci. Pardon? Monsieur, you. Asked by a warden to not go over the edge with this and to shorten my stick, so I'm doing that, and I hope I can get it. So this will be partial, guys, partial. A view of the number of people up here. And there's a Champs-Élysées again, the Élysées again with the traffic. Yes, that traffic circle. Some years ago, I rented a car in Paris to do Normandy and southern France, and I had to drive through that quite unexpectedly. The GPS took me through it during rush hour, and that was a big shock to me with that deluge of vehicles flying through the circle. It was quite an experience that I'll never forget, but I managed well. I managed well. To the Champs-Élysées again, and I'm trying to find where Jeanette is sitting waiting for me. I'm going to try to zoom in. And she is waiting for me just a little higher up, just about there where there's a McDonald's restaurant. And she's sitting there in the shade under the trees in their cafe.
Petite Palace. Yeah. Boy, nobody stops?
You see, it's not an easy thing to use pedestrian crossing in this road.
Woo! Jeez. Wow.
Show that to yourself. Really good.
You can pass. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thanks.
Still have a block and a half to go.
Pitom loner wala hai. This is it, Roger. Like it's a market.
So we're gonna have lunch here.
Yeah. Boy, Roger, look at the lineup.
What have you decided to have?
Well, we're going to have tagines, and I'm going to have lamb, and you're going to have chicken. But look at all the goodies here. These are the sweets. No.
We're gonna have the lamb.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll have the chicken.
Yeah, because I don't think you like the prunes and the thing. Yes. Yeah.
Bonjour.
Yeah. Oh, you speak beautiful English. Thanks. Yeah. 2. Do you get salad with it? That? And what else? What goes with that? Yeah. 2. 1, 2.
So, G, how did you enjoy your Moroccan food here in Paris?
Very good. When we were in the small towns and so, wine tasting, there were more grey-haired people. Here there are massive young people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Roger, look at inside.
Where are we going now?
We are going to Jean Paul Heaven, which they're famous for their macaroons.
Across?
Oh. Mm. Mm. Wow. Oh, look at the mushrooms there. Hello. Yes. Thank you. Thanks for asking.
Anything else?
No, that's it. Thank you.
Alors,
Hello.
quoi 10
Huh?
3 et 10.
And I have change. I have lots of change.
Yes, there's a big protest down here, downtown Paris against the use of Agent Orange. I think Monsanto's name was mentioned there. Bayer. G. Rest time.
Vino, Occia Marino, Occia Bambino, Bella, ciao ciao, Bella Italiano, Occia Corino, Occia Marino, Occia Bambino, Bella, ciao ciao ciao.
Huh?
So she said to just leave the key there?
Yes, love. Hi guys, as promised, Jeanette and I having a little chit chat about the lessons and tidbits that we learned from this our recent spring visit to Europe. Jeanette had an incident with the police in Paris, but I'll let her talk about that in a minute or two. So Jeanette, what's the first lesson you learned from this last trip?
First one is no long waits at airports waiting for a connecting flight. We had a 6-hour wait in Heathrow, and that was too long.
So is there another option that you will look at?
Yes, a non-stop flight from here to Paris, and then take the train to whichever point you're going to.
Oh, fantastic. I like that. I want to share a little chat about rental cars. As I think many people do, many of our friends, they rent cars in Europe and they drive around. And we have always made a habit of booking the smallest car. And sometimes they upgrade you without charge, as happened in this last trip, because we rent normally an economy car and always manual. And you find that they run out of these cars fast or first, so they tend to upgrade you if they can, as long as it's not a big car. So that was one thing I want to mention. Also, I take a video of the car to make sure that any scratches or dents or whatever are recorded, And at the end of the trip, I do another recording. So I have proof, just in case of a false claim.
The automatic cars go first. Manuals are not overly popular.
Okay, all right. Point made. What
At
other?
the airport, when we were leaving Calgary, I made the mistake of having these little
Transparent plastic bags.
With 100, what your toiletries within 100 mils, etc. Of putting both bags in my handbag, thinking, well, there's one for Roger, one for myself, but that's a no-no. Roger should hold his in his bag, and I should hold mine in my bag.
Yeah, so you're lucky that the girl was nice.
Yes.
And let you get away with it. But next time we'll know.
She didn't let me get away with it. I had to sort everything out to her satisfaction first.
Yeah. The other thing that I really enjoyed, particularly in this trip, is using the French language, both in Belgium and in France. And I found that people really enjoy it when you try to use their language. And I got a lot of good practice with my French. So that is something. If you can do it, use their language. You know, when you go into a place, say bonjour, because they tell you bonjour, and it would be nice if you reply in French. So I thought I would share that.
Another point is, don't expect, if you sampled a really lovely wine in a region, that you're going to get this at a duty-free shop. No. Because throughout our trip in the Alsace region, I thought I would get a variety at the duty-free and stock up on that. Because bearing in mind, we always travel with just carry-ons. And that wasn't the case. We didn't get any at the duty-free shop.
Yeah.
So that's the wines that we wanted.
Yes.
Yes. And this is why I saw quite a few people having boxes, choosing wines, and I guess
having them shipped. Yeah, having them shipped to their homeland. And talking about carry-on luggage, Jeanette and I travel exclusively with carry-on luggage now. Up to 7 weeks in Europe we've done. And I'll give an example. This is Jeanette's, simple. So she carries this in a handbag, a personal item, and I carried a similar size and a small bag which has my chargers, electronics, and things like that.
Now, in the different countries, taking the local transportation, there are a variety of tickets. You get the daily ticket, the single tickets, and a variety. So you go to the metro, the station, and you speak to somebody there, and they would advise you what's best. So you tell them what you're looking for, and they would advise what best tickets would
depending on our situation.
Exactly.
Yes, and that worked pretty good.
Yeah,
saved us a lot of money, because rather than taking a taxi across Paris or so, just use the local transportation. And what we save can buy us a great dinner in one of the fine restaurants. The other thing that I learned too is, I used to have an international phone, but now I no longer use that. I just bought a SIM card in Belgium, and that could be used throughout the European Union. So I got 1 month of telephone calls and 5 gigabytes of data, which I use for my GPS on the phone. So that is great.
When we went to Versailles, the Palace of Versailles, we were not prepared as we should have been. Best way is to prepare a lunch, take something to drink, eat, because you need to spend at least a day there. The grounds are extensive. The palace itself, it's
wonderful.
To really enjoy it, you need to go through the different
to spend
rooms.
the time.
Yeah. In fact, we saw 2 ladies with their champagne glasses having champagne in the grounds, and there are lots of places to have picnics in. Regarding the entanglement with the police that Roger mentioned earlier.
Oh yes.
Right. We were still in the station, just getting out of the train, and we got ready to go outside, and 2 burly policemen came towards me and signaled me to go against the wall. Well, I was a bit perturbed because I hadn't done anything wrong. Why are you hauling me over there? And he says in French to search my bag. So I said, you want to search my bag? In English. And he said, you speak English? I said, yes. And he pointed further along where another policeman had about 4 or
5 young people
against the wall. And apparently...
Maybe they thought you were very young too.
got a hope. they were trying to pick my handbag.
Yes, they found out.
They targeted me.
Yes, yes.
And yes.
Yes. So basically, guys, this gives us a sense of security to knowing that in Europe, they monitor what happens in the metro and underground. So you always feel safe. And that was really quite a relief to know that they are watching. So you feel safe. Just take your normal protection, but know that they do not want anything to happen to visitors. So thanks, guys, for watching. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Do make a comment, ask us a question. We'll be delighted to answer. So thanks again for watching. Bye.